And so beyond the idea of democracy failing us, there's a deep state that control the levers of power that go beyond the theater that is politics.
So often, Steve, people believe that this is a right-wing trope, and it's not. It's a fact of everyday life here in the United States. The week that Donald Trump became president in January of 2017, I got a call from CNN, and they asked if I would come on and talk about this back and forth that Trump had been having with the CIA. And you might remember this, where Senate Majority Leader, what's his name, from New York?
Chuck Schumer?
Yes. Where the Senate Majority Leader had warned Trump not to take on the CIA because he said they have 9 ways from Sunday for getting back at you. And so CNN had me on, and they wanted to know what he meant by that. And I said, well, it's not November 22nd, 1963, because that's what people were jumping up and shouting about. What it was you look at presidents. Presidents are only president for 4 years or 8 years. People at the CIA are there for 25, 30, 35 years. They're unelected. There's no accountability to pretty much anyone. And they know that they can outweight presidents. If there's a president that they don't like Donald Trump, they don't have to do what he says. They just slow roll whatever orders come from the White House and end up at Langley. If they don't want to do a covert action program, let's say, they just move slowly, knowing that in 4 years he's going to be gone. Or worst case scenario, 8 years he's going to be gone. Now, one of the other things that the CIA does, and they're very, very good at this, is recruiting, in air quotes, recruiting new presidents. The CIA especially loves it when a president is elected who has little or no intelligence experience. Because what happens is, literally the day after the election, the PDB staff, the President's Daily Brief staff, begins to brief the new president-elect with the same briefing that the president himself gets. Now, when I was there were only 11 people who were entitled to a daily PDB briefing. So it's the president, the vice president, the secretaries of state and defense, the national security advisor, a handful of people on the National Security Council. And that's pretty much it. So when you've got a brand new, young, inexperienced president, you go to him the day after the election, or her, whatever the case happens to be, and you say, Mr. President, Madam President, your first briefing, just wait until you see the cool things that we are doing all around the world. Wait till you see this blue border report that's classified at 4 levels above top secret, or black border report that's eyes only for the president. And you've sort of sucked them in to this little club that we all had, where this stuff is so important and so secret that nobody else can know about it. Isn't it cool? Isn't it great to be one of us now? And you've done it. You've sucked them in. And as it ends up, they're the ones running foreign policy, not the president. They're the ones telling elected overseers on Capitol Hill how things are going to be, not the overseers themselves. The CIA is very, very good doing this kind of thing. They've been doing it really since the 60s, since the 50s even.
With the recent non-disclosure of the Kennedy assassination, it was heavily redacted. What little came out, it's quite clear, regardless of whether or not you believe the CIA was involved in taking out a president and activists and political leaders like Martin Luther King Jr., or breaking up the Black Panthers, or whether it be attacking Occupy Wall Street. These people are unelected bureaucrats. They're unelected soldiers, in a sense.
Right.
It explains in many ways why no matter who gets elected, it really all stays the same.
Yeah, that's absolutely right.
This may seem like a few years late, but I want to get a definitive answer. Define what the deep state is and is not.
Yeah, to me, it's actually pretty simple. To viewers of Fox News and OAN and Newsmax, it probably isn't very simple. To me, it is those unelected officials who run the day-to-day operation of the country's foreign policy, defense policy, intelligence policy.